If bro was still alive, do you think he'd be a superstar rapper or back in jail?
To be honest with you, he would have been back in jail. Yeah. He was moved too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast. That's why I used to try to tell him, though, like, you're in a position, you ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He hit me, but one out the other.
Yeah.
You can't change how they is.
No matter where they go, this is how he is everywhere.
If bro was still alive.
I don't believe in that type of stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody always say you can't change nobody unless they want to be changed. Some people, you can't smack them into reality. And I actually think it's a lot more people than you think it is, too. I feel like King Von, especially from coming up from the South Side of Chicago, that dude made growing up about 5, 6 years ago very hard, bro, because everybody was trying to get into it with everybody when that boy Von was popping, bro. Everybody knew who was really turned, but it was like people saw Von going up and they just wanted to be as active and as trying to make it shake as they could, just trying to do dirty, trying to do other people. It was a time where if you didn't grow up out there and you weren't truly being affected by it, or at least living with people who were experiencing that type of reality, you would have just you wouldn't even known, bro. It would have went by as fast as it came because King Von was turned, but he had a very strong 11 months or so that was very, very strong. But when you want that fast lifestyle, it always comes back at you a certain way. So I think about when people talk about King Von like this, instead of being, a young man, it always come off kind of cliche with it, bro. Even when it's from his family members, bro, because it's like y'all speak on this man with a certain amount of reverence, not for what he was as a person, but for what he could have done for y'all as an artist, as an entertainer. And I don't like that. I've never liked that. It don't matter if my brother, my sister is the president, they are still gonna be remembered for being my brother, my sister. And when they speak about this man, it always comes off as if they're speaking about who he was as the troubled individual who used to do this and do that, and not, just somebody trying to figure stuff out. Because a lot of people sometimes pass away when they're still trying to just figure things out. But we talking right now because I wanted to look at some of these, comments about him because people didn't really understand them. They said King Von's name was barely mentioned in the Duck trial. Yeah, since we already know this man was not really. They were trying to put this entire narrative out there when Von was really going through it with a lot of people, as if he was like the big mafia boss doing this and that. Bro was just out here turning up and making music, man. And I feel like people don't understand that sometimes, that artists can just be turning up and making music. It doesn't always have to be one thing like that or not. But they say saying your own brother is unchangeable is crazy work, an average mindset that keeps everyone failing. I 100% agree. And I know people are going to have their own opinions about this or check it out. But people need to hear that. You have to believe that someone can change for them to change. That's how this stuff goes. And they said, nah, he's not emotional like you. He called a spade a spade. That's not it, bro. This is your brother, bro. Like, do people not understand? Like, I saw this recent survey which talked about how about 50 years ago, it was the family that was the closest. Then it was, your immediate outer circle, faith, church. Then it was friendship. In this new era, friendship is first. And in things like this, you really do see it because someone openly saying that their brother is unchangeable, you're getting a bigger backlash for saying that you believe that they can be changed if they made the strongest effort they could. And people are out here hating and saying that that's negative. I don't know, bro. We're in a crazy era right now. They said he called a spade, and I don't agree. They said, shut up. This was wrong with the world. People scared to keep it real. Is keeping it real saying something negative? What is keeping positive? Faking it? Like, this is kind of why I have to understand. Like, people like to have that big oomph, that big shower moment where they say something and just want to stop the conversation. We live in the real world. I'm gonna keep talking if I feel like talking. What are we talking about? So when people say things like this, it's so corny. People say he was a whole serial killer. That dude is not gonna change. He made great music though. Again, bro, who are you to say they can't change? Like that's what I'm saying. Who are we to say that this man could not have changed at 22, 23 years old? Who are we to say that? Who are we to say that, bro? I don't know. Who are we to say that this man didn't have that ability to go to that level? Now, to me, I think that's just not it, bro, because people say you can't change this type of guy. And they listen to a verse from Crazy Story, one of his most popular songs. I was listening to this boy V-Roy right when he was popping. I'm talking like right when this album dropped. First week, I was on the bus listening to this album with it in my ear. I really know this dude music. I also grew up in the South Side of Chicago. So when people who are from random countries and random places around the world try to say that someone who has this reality can't be changed, when I've seen people that have done way worse than King Von, way more than King Von, and had to not only deal with their demons, but had to come to that realization on a very long time frame. It's not impossible, bro. It's very much not impossible. And they say, I'm like, what? I'm like, who? I was born to shoot. Like, come on, bro. It's a verse. It's a bar. It's music. This dude was going through prison. You just came out of jail, bro. He's trying to turn up the streets. And people keep misunderstanding artists and creatives trying to get people talking, get people going. People will replay N-words in Paris 50 times. But when a Southside artist who's from a more urban upbringing makes a song with the same energy, now it's just he's a YN, he's a this, he's a that. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that. And I've never felt that, bro. And I feel like this is such an overgeneralization of what it means to be someone from the South Side, what it means to be, someone coming up. I feel like that YN word done some irreparable damage, y'all, because this is crazy, bro.
No beef, nigga. We into it till you die.
Bro, they playing some classics, man. And that is a song, bro. And it's crazy. Man, talking in the party, he ain't starting shaking. It the AIDS month, big. Then we had to come and break it. Injure issue me, women, you be asking, I be taking. Bro, I know the whole verse, the real verse, bro. But I'm saying, like, they're using certain verses like this, bro, to really demonize this dude because he was spitting. Yet when Tupac talks about this stuff, when Notorious B.I.G. talks about this stuff, they're just real gangsters who got to speak the real. Yeah, when it's him, he's an evil dude, a serial this and that. It's just so fake, bro. It's just so fake, bro. Because Von was one of them real ones, bro. And I feel like his legacy kind of is going to keep being spoken on kind of ill in a way that I feel like he deserves better on, bro. I'm not saying he deserves to be praised, bro. But some of the stuff where they're putting him on, calling him a demon, calling him a spawn from this and that, that's very, very weird, bro. And it puts a real bad narrative on these other young kids just trying to make it out from the city. So they said it was confirmed he was getting hit with a RICO, but did he, though? No, he did not. Like, bro, what are we talking about, bro? They said that's a wild thing to say about your brother. And I still say that, bro. That's a very wild and crazy thing to say about your brother, bro. Like, truly.
Do you think he'll be a superstar rapper or back in jail?
To be honest with you, he would have been back in jail. He was moving too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast. That's why I used to try to tell him, though, like, you're in a position, you ain't got to do that no more.
Yeah.
But he wanted, he hit me, but one out the other.
Yeah.
You can't change how they is.
No matter where they go, this is how he is everywhere.
If bro was still alive, do you think?
It's how they is everywhere. But it's only like that because y'all be too lazy to want to change them. Folks be like, it's corny to try to do their part because they see people that do their part that are outnumbered get done dirty because it's just a conflict of bureaucracy, gang. People don't want to hear the real answer saying that 1 out of every 20,000 dudes can't do their part when there's a lot of other people that could help do the part and make it easier. I'm not saying it's all on our brothers and sisters that are more situated. That's ignorant. I'm saying that sometimes if some of our brothers and sisters had a better perspective on it, it would make it a little bit easier for people that are on the fence about helping out to do the right thing. Honestly, bro, I feel for that boy. Rest in peace, that boy King Von Ski, man. Cloudy World, Southside to the end, bro. We gone.